Good morning. My name is Kay Daniels, and I want to welcome you to Word Inspiration Moment of Impact, the first in the year 2022. And we're going to be looking at building recipe of building emotional intelligence. The month of February for us is a month of developing our emotional intelligence quotient. We're going to be looking at how you know important emotions are to the development of the soul, and that is where we're going to be that's what we're going to be looking at. The prophetic word for February is emotional intelligence, key to stepping up to greatness. The year 2022 is our year of stepping up to greatness, and I believe you're going to step up to greatness. You're going to see greatness the way you've never seen it before. But to draw an introduction to what we're going to be sharing, I'm going to be trying to, we're going to be drawing most of our inspiration from the book of Isaiah, chapter 11, from verse 1 to 3. And if you look at that book, it talks about the rod that stems out of Jesse, and the seven spirits of God was unveiled. The spirit of the Lord, the spirit of knowledge, of understanding, the spirit of might, the spirit of counsel, the spirit of understanding, you know, seven of them, the spirit of the fear of God, of the Lord. All these spirits, they actually power the seven aspects of the human man, of the human being. And the spirit of the Lord is what powers the spirit man, the spirit man. This is where there is koinonia. That is the spirit of the Lord interacting with the spirit man, with the spirit man. The spirit of the Lord, it interacts with the spirit man. For those of us that are born again and you speak in tongues, that is where that transaction takes place. The spirit of the Lord is always speaking. That's the spirit of the Almighty. That's the spirit that moved in the beginning. That's the spirit that created everything. That's the spirit that knows everything. That's the spirit that is empowered to do everything. That's the unstoppable spirit. That is the spirit of the Lord. And then we have the spirit of man. God created man in spirit. And that spirit has, was taken and put into man. And then the breath of the Almighty, which carries the spirit of the Lord, made that spirit man in the body to become a living soul. When Adam and Eve fell, what departed from them was the breath of the Almighty, which is the Spirit of the Lord. The Spirit of the Lord is the breath of God. The breath of God. He said there is a spirit in man. The inspiration of the Almighty gives him understanding. Job chapter 32, verse 8. If you look at that, that inspiring spirit is the Spirit of the Lord, the Spirit of God, the Spirit of the Almighty, the Spirit of the Creator that inspires our spirit man. It inspires our spirit man. So it gives life to our spirit man. It energizes, it imparts our spirit man. So the spirit of the Lord and the spirit of man, there's a communication. So when you give your life to Jesus, what you are doing is that you are creating a relationship between the spirit man and the spirit of the Lord. The spirit man and the spirit of the Lord. So there's a reconnection. There's a reconnection between the spirit man and the spirit of the Lord. So the spirit man reconnects to the spirit of the Lord. So the spirit of the Lord begin to influence, as it were, begin to provide leadership, as it were, to the spirit man, to the spirit man. That is why we say that you are born again. Born again means your spirit man has received the breath of God again. Has received the breath of God. That means it is now pumping. It is the heart of your spirit man is now pumping. It is not alive to what obtains in God. The life of God is not the when the same spirit that raised up Christ from the dead dwells in your mortal body. That same spirit will begin to quicken every other aspect of your anatomy. So what are we trying to say? The spirit of God, the spirit of the Lord influences the spirit man. Influences the spirit man. So we've looked at the first spirit today. Tomorrow we'll look at the next second spirit. We're going to look at the seventh spirit as they inspire, you know, our being, our personalities, the spirit of the Lord. So that is, when that's why you need to pray in tongues, so that the spirit of the Lord, the spirit of man, your spirit man, can be sharpened up to understand the voice of the spirit of the Lord, building up your most holy faith, praying in the Holy Ghost. So when you are praying in the Holy Ghost, you are sharpening up your spirit man so that it can connect at the same level with the spirit of the Lord. I know that between the spirit of the Lord and the spirit man, that is where we have the spirit of faith. The spirit of faith. The spirit of faith. The spirit of faith is the connection between the spirit man and the spirit of the Lord. The spirit man and the spirit of the Lord. So you need an understanding of this mystery so that you can build up your faith. You can build up your spirit man. This is why the spirit is key. Because what happens in that realm, what happens between the spirit man and the spirit of the Lord, most times determines your intelligence, your smartness, your sensitivity. So you have to build up your faith, build up your spirit man by allowing a reconnection with the spirit of the Lord. And that's where new birth comes in. That's where new birth comes in. You have to be born again. Except a man be born again, he cannot see. When Adam and Eve lost the spirit of the Lord, lost the breath of God, they became blind. They could no longer see the realities of heaven. They could no longer see the realities of God. They lost that God nature in them. Why? Because the spirit of the Lord that brings about that impartation was lost. Thank God for Jesus Christ, who came to restore us back to that fellowship between spirits, the grace of the Lord, the communion of spirits. I pray that today the spirit of the Lord will make a grand entry. In the book of Acts, we were told that there was a wind that came, and cloven tongues of fire sat on the disciples. And then they burst forth in new tongues. What happened? The spirit of the Lord gained an entrance and began to interact with their spirit man. And because of very many years of, far away from God, the spirit of the Lord spoke directly through their vocal cords, and they began to. And because the spirit of the Lord knows everything, knows everything, knows everything, knows everyone, he began to speak through them in languages of different people. Mighty work of God, great God. I want to believe you've been blessed this morning. I remain K. Daniels. And until I come again tomorrow, have a wonderful, wonderful day. Today is 2nd of February, 2022. God bless you.